As a prepper, the most important thing you can prepare these days is water. And especially if you have a family to look after, you need to make sure that your water storage is more substantial than ever. And the reason for this change is because there's a lot of discussion within the various intelligence communities out there about the amount of foreign operatives coming and going to the US through the Mexican border. It's well known that the border hasn't been a strong fence for America for a long time. And because the current administration hasn't really taken any decisive action, it's extremely easy for countries these days like North Korea, Russia, China, Iran, and Cuba to send agents into the country and request to come in. And usually infiltrating a nation requires really significant effort, but nowadays these agents are coming in with ease. So the main concern here that's being talked about is the fact that if these agents are infiltrating to control and depopulate us, one of the easiest ways would be to target our water systems. Whether that's to poison us or shut it down. And one way they would attempt this is simply through hacking the computers that manage these systems. But these operatives always try to ensure success by recruiting a few select Americans on the inside. So this is a basic intelligence tactic. You recruit someone who works in the very utility you want to take control of, and they agree to do this if they receive that very nice compensation in return. And this will happen anywhere. Places like Nebraska, Wyoming, West Virginia, California, New Jersey, and even small towns like Timbuktu, Florida. So it's the same strategy used globally. To control a local power grid or water station, you put an employee on the government payroll so they can flip the switch for you when the time comes, or for them, these agents, these other outsiders. So legitimate threats definitely exist. They're out there. It's critical that you stock up now, because once the water system actually is compromised, that'll be too late. All of that water will be gone in a day in your town, right? A good common practice is to store 1 gallon of water per person per day for however days you plan to store. If you can get a year's supply, that's excellent. And once your clean containers are filled, simply add the correct amount of bleach and the appropriate amount, and you can store them for years, indefinitely. The idea that you have to rotate your water every 6 months or clean it is a myth. You don't need to do this. As long as they're kept in a cool, dry place, they'll be drinkable for a lifetime or longer. But if you want to be absolutely certain of the quality, if it comes time to drink it, you can always run it through a filter. So a lot of people might think that this prepping stuff is crazy and it's just completely unnecessary, but being over-prepared is always better. And then you'll have some extra resources to give to your neighbors if they need help, and if something like this actually occurs.